Victoria Falls Lozi, Mosio Etunya, Thundering Smoke. Tonga, Shungu Namutaitima. Boiling Water is a waterfall on the Zambezi River, located on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. 2. It is one of the world's largest waterfalls, with a width of 1,708 meters, 5,604 feet. Its region is inhabited by several species of plants and animals. Archaeology and oral history describe a long record of African knowledge of the site. Though known to some European geographers before the 19th century, Scottish missionary David Livingstone identified the falls in 1855, naming them Victoria Falls after Queen Victoria. Since the mid-20th century, the site has been a source of tourism. Zambia and Zimbabwe both have national parks and tourism infrastructure at the site. Research in the late 2010s found that precipitation variability due to climate change is likely to change the character of the falls. David Livingstone was the first European recorded to have viewed the falls on the 16th of November 1855 from an island now known as Livingstone Island, one of two landmasses in the middle of the river. Immediately upstream from the falls, near the Zambian shore, 3 Livingstone named his sighting in honor of Queen Victoria, but the Sotho language name, Mosio Etunya, the smoke that thunders, continues in common usage. The World Heritage List officially recognize both names. 4 Livingstone also cited an older name, Siongo or Chongo, which means the place of the rainbow, as a result of the constant spray. 5. The nearby national park in Zambia is named Mosio Etunya, whereas the national park and town on the Zimbabwean shore are both named Victoria Falls. 6. Victoria Falls is classified as the largest based on its combined width of 1,708 meters, 5,604 feet 7, and height of 108 meters, 354 feet, 8, resulting in the world's largest sheet of falling water. For a considerable distance upstream from the falls, the Zambezi flows over a level sheet of basalt in a shallow valley, bounded by low and distant sandstone hills. The river's course is dotted with numerous tree-covered islands, which increase in number where the river approaches the falls. There is a flat plateau extending in all directions. The falls are formed where the full width of the river plummets in a single vertical drop into a transverse chasm 1,708 meters, 5,604 feet wide, carved along a fracture zone in the basalt plateau. The depth of the chasm, called the First Gorge, varies from 80 meters, 260 feet at its western end to 108 meters, 354 feet in the center. The only outlet from the First Gorge is a 110-meter wide, 360 feet gap, about 2/3 of the way across the width of the falls from the western end. The whole volume of the river pours into the Victoria Falls gorges from this narrow cleft. 9. There are 2 islands on the crest of the falls, Barika Island or Cataract Island near the western bank, and Livingstone Island near the middle. At less than full flood, additional islets divide the curtain of water into separate parallel streams. The main streams are named, in order from Zimbabwe west to Zambia east, the Devil's Cataract 9 called Leaping Water by some, the main falls, the Rainbow Falls the highest, and the Eastern Cataract, He River Zambezi, upstream from the falls, experiences a rainy season from late November to early April, and a dry season the rest of the year. The river's annual flood season is February to May, with a peak in April. 10. The spray from the falls typically rises to a height of over 400 meters, 1,300 feet, and sometimes even twice as high, and is visible from up to 50 kilometers, 30 miles away. At full moon, a moonbow can also be seen. During the flood season, however, the foot and the face of the waterfall can't be seen. 11. When the dry season takes effect, the islets on the crest become wider and more numerous, and in September to January, up to half of the rocky face of the falls may become dry, and the bottom of the first gorge can be seen along most of its length. At this time, it becomes possible, though not necessarily safe, to walk across some stretches of the river at the crest. It is also possible to walk to the bottom of the first gorge at the Zimbabwean side. The minimum flow, which occurs in November, is around 1/10 of the April figure. This variation in flow is greater than that of other major falls and causes the Victoria Falls annual average flow rate to be lower than might be expected based on the maximum flow. 11 in 2019, unusually low rain dramatically reduced the fall to the lowest flow in a century. Global climate change and changed climate patterns are suggested to have caused this. 1213.